I mean, I think like in very broad terms, right, the study of gender is different from the study of women. And I think that the idea that gender is always relevant, like gender is not only relevant when we're thinking about women, right? Like it's not like men don't have gender. And so to think of, when we think about history, right? Like who are we thinking about? And I think, when you're thinking about Jewish history, sometimes we leave out youth, for example, like how does whatever we're thinking about impact youth as opposed to more middle-aged people, right? And I think I'm hoping that looking at gender becomes a normal thing that people do in all research rather than being kind of a separate field of analysis. And I do see, especially amongst like scholars kind of my generation, a much greater willingness to look at gender. Not even willingness, just you look. Like that's something you look for from the get-go in your project. It's not something you think about at the very end and say, oops, okay, now I'll add on 2 pages to this 200-page manuscript on gender, right? Because you got to do gender. That it's just like a primary thing that people think about. The way in Jewish studies we look for religion all the time. We look for language, I think, all the time. And I hope that gender will become something we look for all the time, at least to determine if it's relevant or not, which, like spoiler alert, it always is. So.